I spent years sitting in boardrooms, working with financial institutions, growth businesses, and executive teams across Africa. And one thing has become increasingly clear to me. We live in a continent full of extraordinary entrepreneurs, ambitious founders, committed executives, and investors looking for opportunities. Yet, despite all of that potential, too many organizations struggle to grow sustainably. Not because they lack ambition, not because they lack capital, but often because they lack the governance infrastructure that allows organizations to scale with confidence. When something goes wrong, governance suddenly becomes everyone's priority, but not at the start. A regulator asks difficult questions, an investor delays funding, a board loses confidence, a founder realizes decisions have become dependent on one person, an acquisition falls through, or growth simply becomes harder than it should be. By then, governance has become the emergency. But in reality, the warning signs were there long before the crisis arrived. Over time, I began asking myself a different question. What if governance wasn't something organizations thought about after something went wrong? What if it became part of how organizations were designed from the very beginning? What if governance wasn't seen as compliance, but as infrastructure? Infrastructure that builds trust, infrastructure that improves decision making, infrastructure that attracts investment, infrastructure that helps organizations survive leadership changes, economic uncertainty, and rapid growth. And that question became the foundation for Cartesian solutions. At Cartesian Solutions, we believe strong institutions do not happen by accident. They're built intentionally. We work with boards, financial institutions, fintechs, investors, and growth businesses to strengthen governance, improve oversight, and build institutional resilience. Whether it's helping a board become more effective, preparing a fintech for regulatory scrutiny, supporting a financial institution through AI governance, or helping a growing organization become investment ready, our objective is always the same: to build organizations that investors trust, regulators respect, and communities value. Because governance isn't paperwork, it is one of the strongest competitive advantages an organization can have. But we also recognize something else. Africa needs more than just consulting. It needs governance intelligence. And that's why we're building initiatives like the African Governance Outlook, bringing together perspectives from boards, regulators, investors, and executives across the continent. And it's why we're developing the Pan-African Governance Index, creating better governance data and insights to strengthen institutions at scale. For us, advisory is just the beginning. The bigger vision is helping build stronger institutions across Africa. So, if you're a board member, a financial institution, a fintech, an investor, or a growing business preparing for your next stage of growth, perhaps the question isn't whether you have governance. The question is whether your governance is helping you grow. Because strong institutions do not happen by accident. They are built through governance, accountability, and trust. And that's exactly what we're here to help build. If you'd like to understand where your organization stands, visit our website, www.cartesiansls.com, take our governance readiness assessment, or book a strategic consultation. We'd love to explore how stronger governance can help your organization grow with confidence.